Hey guys, it's Chevy 513 here, coming back at you. I just recently did the Ridgid tripod review, and now I'm going to review the panel light that you saw in that video. So you can see it is a bright sucker. Right now I have the two back panels folded behind it, and it's a true area light. You can see it lights up my garage really well. And we'll set this down for a second, and we will pop the panels forward. Down just a hair. There we go. And now you can see that it's gone from a panel light to a directional light. I was using this last night to cut some MDF here, and not just in a dark situation, but a low light situation. I had at the back of my garage here, and the back of my garage gets really dark, and you can see with the light there, makes it quite nice. So that sure as hell made all my measurements easier and everything. So I've got a 5 amp hour battery in it right now, but on my Ridgid tripod I've used some little straps to hold the cord on there semi-permanently. It is very nice, but you better have a 4 amp or even better a 5 amp hour battery, because on high it'll eat them up in less than 2 hours, probably right around 2 with a 5 amp hour battery. So it's nice that you can plug it in though, and if you've got a couple batteries, shouldn't be a problem. So let's lower this down and take a look at this sucker. First, right here, you have a dial adjustment. Let me turn this around. There we go. You have a dial adjustment right here to adjust the brightness of the light. And it has little clicks in it as you turn it, and I have counted, and there's 20 clicks, 20 different levels of brightness. So you can tilt it down. Well, I'll turn the light off so you can see. You can tilt it down as such. The way I had it when I was showing you to light up my garage is like that. Let me go ahead and pull it off the stand here, because that'll just make it easier to show. This tripod Ridgid makes is really nice too. They'll even hold their fan, all of their lights. I'll try and put a link in there for my video I did on it. It's really cool, so you should check it out. So here's the panel light. I had a floodlight as well, but unfortunately I returned it. The panel light, you've got the tripod mount. You've got 2 screw mounts here, so you can hang it on a wall. You can pack it around by the handle here. And it also rests that way. And also there's a hole right in there, and they say you can stick it on rebar on that hole. Now, the way I had it when I was lighting up my garage, you fold both the panels back and you get a 360 degrees of light. So it is a true area light. But you can still put these panels forward and focus them in an area. And it's too bright for the camera, but they've done a really good job on this one. On the floodlight, it would blind you. This one, they've dispersed it out. I believe it's like 48 LEDs, so they don't have to put as much power out. And unlike the floodlight, this one doesn't get hot. The floodlight had to have a huge sink. It was only 4 lights. And they've also done a good job on the lens. It's just fogged nicely, so it doesn't blind you looking at it. Obviously, you don't stare at it for a long time, but if you catch a glance of it, it's not going to blind you. So once you're done, It's nice, you can just fold it all up. Helps keep it nice and protected. Again, your switches here, and then you have your two hinges. This one right there was actually falling out on mine. I heard some rattling, and the adjustment on the other side that you can turn with your finger, it was not tightening it enough. So I took that out and put some thread lock on it, put the bolt back in, and now I don't have to have this one tight. It'll stay in place, but if I need to, I can tighten that down. No big problem. And then you pop your battery back in here, and it'll take anything from a 2 to a 4 to a 5 amp battery. Again, I would suggest 4 or 5 amps. I would not put a 2 amp battery in this. I don't think you'd get hardly any time out of it. So it's got a good range of motion. It'll swivel all the way back like that. And right under the battery here is your adapter. So you can plug it in to any extension cord. So it's really nice. They didn't do that with the floodlight, but the floodlight would get like 6 hours of run time, and this will only get about 2 with a 5 amp battery. And oh, almost forgot. There is one other deal here. You can hang on these 2 little hooks. I guess you can hang it on wire or rope. I guess you could probably also run some rope or wire through there and hang it from that. So it has some hanging options, not a ton. It would have been nice to see them do a ton of them like they did on their fan, which has something like 10 different mounting options. But still, it has a good amount of mounting options. And for me, the 2 that I would probably use is I would put some screws in and hook it to the wall, or I would be using the tripod mount and hooking it to my tripod, which I think is just the best thing you can do for it. Honestly, I think if you buy this light, you need to buy a tripod, whether it's the Ridgid one or not. If you're planning on mounting more than one thing, I would definitely get the Ridgid tripod. I have this, and I have my fan still. Unfortunately, I took my floodlight back. I'll probably go buy another one soon. And it'll hold all 3 of them. I put all 3 of them on there before. So, but we won't get that. You can watch the video for the tripod. Again, this panel light is just great. It's a really awesome light. I like that it can be a whole area light, but then you can still focus it down to a single area. My only complaint, and this again is compared to the floodlight, is it's big. You're not going to like be taking it under a car or under the kitchen sink with you. But for areas where it's dark or you need extra light, it's perfect. I would work in the back of my garage here to keep the dust near the garage door, and it's dark back there. I throw this up on the Ridgid tripod and lights everything up. Just last night I was using it to cut some MDF. Made everything super easy to read my measurements, to make my marks, to make my cuts, just because I had that extra light. So, but another thing, I believe these are an in-store only item at Home Depot. So you'll have to keep your eye out. I don't think you can order them online. And it took me about a month to find this light, the floodlight, and the tripod. So I would definitely just keep an eye out at the stores near you. That's what I had to do, and luckily there's a ton of Home Depots by me, so I couldn't get it in my regular one or my second regular one. I had to kind of drive all over to get it, but luckily again there's a bunch of Home Depots by me. So anyways, I won't take up any more of your time. The panel light, it's awesome. Let's see, it goes for $99. I lucked out and got a customer appreciation and got mine for $90. So even at $99, I would say this is an excellent light. I don't think anybody else on the market can touch this right now. You figure $100 for this, $80 for the tripod, you're $180. And to buy one of those Milwaukee rocket lights, you're talking $300 or more. And they're limited. All it is a light built onto a tripod. You can't ever put anything else on it. This one, anything that will go on a tripod, standard mount, you can put on the Ridgid tripod. All their lights fit on it. Their fan fits on it. You know, I don't do photography, but I'm sure a billion different cameras and stuff will fit on it. So, anyways, definitely check out this panel light if you need a really good light. It's built to last. You've got the cordless convenience. You're able to switch to corded power when you have it, or if you don't have a battery available. So, I hope you got a little information out of there. Hope I didn't take up too much of your time. And if you like my video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're interested in seeing some more tool videos, especially Ridgid, I got a lot of orange in my garage. Subscribe to my channel. I've got more stuff coming. Hey, thanks for your time, guys.